Godard's got me thinking some interesting thoughts. So you take a film, the more truthful you make it, the more untruthful it becomes. The more you try to liberate cinema, the more domesticated it behaves. The more you try to expose it, the more it conceals itself, and the more secretive you try to make the film, the more secrets it tells. Today we're talking about Pierrot le Fou, 1965, often seen as the greatest breakup film ever made, and you can definitely see why here. I love it. I think it's a great Godard film. I think it's perfect. I think it's wonderful. There's a lot of power. It's about emotion. You feel so many things when you're watching the film. It's a postmodern masterpiece for sure, and probably my favorite Godard film. It's up there with Vivre sa vie for sure, and it's very good. It's a film that's kind of quite stunning. I could spend hours analyzing the film. Do you ever go to? I have any writers out there who also write about film. Do you ever like research a movie and read different articles or even like Criterion special features about the movie you're going to talk about, and then feel incredibly stupid after reading or watching, after ingesting those materials from actual like epidemics? Wow, the Freudian slip of the year, am I right? From actual academics, and then go, wow, I don't have a grasp on any of this. The thing about Pierrot le Fou is that it's about that feeling. It's about Godard becoming truly radical and truly expressing himself. The true satire of the film, it does have like anti-consumerist notions, but I think the true satire of the film is that film can't hold the weight of Godard's ideas. It makes them feel untrue. Film itself is artificial. You try to put all these powerful feelings in there. It doesn't matter how beautiful you make them. Even Godard surrenders to this contrivance, to this knowledge that if you have to go through almost Hitchcockian plot beats, kind of espionage kind of things, it's all artificial. And what's the most artificial thing that you can do with film is trying to make it authentic, because that's not in the cards for films. It never was. He even uses this wonderful part with Gene Seberg, who he used before in previous work, to expose how documentary is a lie, is insincere. So if this is a true postmodernist understanding that the only way through this deconstructionist era that we live in is a new sincerity, I think he's kind of surrendering here. Because he knows that you can't make things like sincere like that. Not through film. Film isn't like that. Film isn't made for that. Film is not supposed to be sincere. I don't think film can be sincere. The more sincere you try to make film, the less sincere it ultimately is. And of course, this is the film that documents the dissolution of the marriage, the breakup, the bond between Karina, one of the most beautiful women ever photographed. I think everybody who ever watched her on film fell in love with her, Godard included. And it's about the breakup of the marriage, the muse and auteur, the lovers, the last lovers of the modern era, since this is a film about modern alienation and dead action that was once called love, or still is called love. It's about their end. It's about the end of that. This kind of documented that, and it's about Godard getting over that through Belmondo, through his leading man, through Pierrot, the fool, through that concept. And it's a film that hits very, very hard, and it's difficult to really put into words, because I feel that, of course, Godard was an intellectual, but I feel that if you over-intellectualize a film like this, it defeats its postmodern purposes. Like, this is a film you are supposed to feel. I think it's supposed to defeat logic, right? It's supposed to defeat articulation, because this film is just beautifully and stunningly wild, as liberated as film can be. And that means, of course, in Godard's understanding of film and in our understanding of how a superficial film is, the more liberated a film is, the more closed off it is, the more imprisoned it becomes. That's the problem with film. The more genuine you try to make it, the more you tokenize that genuine thing you're trying to work from here. And I'm absolutely in love with this film. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a wonderful movie. I think it's a film that hits so hard, you know? It hits you right here. It hits you right here every time. A different part will just send your brain spinning, fireworks going off inside of your head. Quotes like hieroglyphics. I mean, I think postmodern hieroglyphics is the best way I can use to describe this movie, because it's all of these different characters, all of these different all of these different ideas just flowing so fast and colliding with each other. They make their own kind of language, its own like dialect, its own dialectical reasoning. It makes its own kind of language. Of hieroglyphics, of postmodern hieroglyphics that were already deconstructed by the time you got them. You have to reconstruct them to make sense of them. You have to make them sincere to make sense of the movie, and that's how Godard gets his new sincerity out of deconstruction. It's our job to make it sincere. It's his job to present us with the deconstruction. It is the viewer's, the audience's job, the world's job, the person who watches the films. It's their duty to make the film sincere, because film can't be sincere on its own. It's missing that vital ingredient, and that ingredient is your participation. I think it's wonderful. I think it's such a good movie. Like, it's just a stunning movie. I've always wanted to cover it when I was going through a breakup, but whenever I'm going through a breakup, I don't feel like watching this movie. This movie probably send me crazy. Probably make me go absolutely mad and bonkers, if you can believe that. Because I seem so fucking healthy and sane right now. But this is a film that like explodes like dynamite. It's a film that explodes like fireworks. It's a film that feels almost like it feels more like a celebration than anything else. It doesn't feel like, to me, it doesn't feel sorrowful. It feels like a great surrender of film. Film can never be authentic. Film can never be genuine. Film can possibly show you an image that has an impression of meaning, or just an image that absolutely has a built-in meaning, but it can't go any further than that, and that meaning is contrived. You know, just like the characters going through these plot beats, going through them in such a contrived way, such a mechanical way, in a way in which that they are bored. That kind of way. Like, film can never be completely genuine. It's the viewer's interpretation. It's the interaction with film that makes film sincere in any way whatsoever. That's what makes film sincere. That's the only thing that makes film sincere. That's it. That is all that makes film sincere. It's the interaction between the audience and the director, the filmmaker, the muse, the leading man, the colors. That's it. That's the only thing that makes film sincere. But I've been obsessed with this movie for a long time. It's just one of those movies for me that, Jesus Christ, it would take like 10.5 hours to unpack. But if I could impart anything to you, I love postmodern art. But so many postmodern artists can only take us so far. They brilliantly give us deconstructions. They brilliantly provide cynicism and irony and all sorts of wonderful things and satire that go into postmodern art. But not enough of them show us a new sincerity and a true sincerity, devoid of sentimentality. Jean-Luc Godard provides that in Pierrot le Fou. He provides that to us. He actually was able to evoke a true sincerity, and not within the actual film itself, but within the actual physical, visceral result of what an audience would do with the images he presents. Pierrot le Fou is absolutely incredible. It's marvelous. It's wonderful. And I've always been obsessed with it. I love this movie. Karina looking directly to camera, with those eyes that could stop a giant, stop a cyclops in its tracks, just stop time itself. And she looks at you. You want to know what the power of cinema is? The power of cinema is Anna Karina breaking the fourth wall and looking directly into the camera. That's the totality of cinema. And Pierrot le Fou is the totality of that concept, plus a million other fascinating things as well. What did you think of Pierrot le Fou? In the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you thought of this, what I consider to be brilliant, remarkable, undeniable masterpiece of movies. It's a brilliant film. One that shocks me, stirs me, breaks my heart, romances me, kisses me, and compels me to be sincere. Like Godard said, you can't love a film like you can for a woman. A woman is real. A film could never be real. A film could compel you to love that woman more, though. A film could compel you to do a lot of things. Most importantly, Godard is saying that a film can compel you to be sincere. Pierrot le Fou. A truly sincere masterpiece.